Hey there, welcome to or welcome back to No Pants Profits. I'm here today on board the Celebrity Reflection with actually my travel agent. I met when I worked on board Celebrity. So I worked on board Celebrity for 7 years. I met this guy when he was on board Celebrity as a guest speaker, and he's helped with a lot of my bookings and stuff like that. But one of the biggest questions people ask me is they go, what is the best cruise line? And you know, I have to say, I'm kind of biased here, and I'm going to let Gid chime in a minute, but there's really kind of two. So I travel a lot of cruises. I've traveled Virgin a lot. I worked on Celebrity for 7 years. Gid's helped me go to Italy on a bus tour, as well as I'll be going to Egypt. So the Italy one, you can check out right up there, but I'm going to be going to Egypt next month. But what we want to talk about today is my two favorite cruise lines, and I think probably his too. Gid, chime in if I'm wrong, are Celebrity and Virgin.
For what Virgin does.
For what Virgin does. Yeah, no, so what we want to do is we kind of want to talk about, and we're going to start. Why are we out here in the rain? Well, because we're dumb. Because we're dumb. Gid's also a comedian. And what's your channel again?
It's Gid's World.
Gid's World is his channel. So his channel will be linked down below. But this is a 360 video. So feel free to move your mouse, move your finger, move anything like that. And we're starting at probably what is the most controversial point about Virgin Voyages, which is the pool.
Pool area, yeah.
I mean, those two hot tubs, not a joke. I'll take you on a little flight up, guys, so you can see. But those two hot tubs up there hold more people than Virgin Voyages main pool.
Oh yeah.
That's the humorous thing. You can't do laps, you can't do anything.
No.
Now they have another pool that's actually kind of a circular pool that's like a giant hot tub, and there's Bill Zanetti's YouTube channel in the hot tub. He's in there roasting. But I will tell you, Virgin I believe has like 4 hot tubs and 2 pool-like structures. Let's move on.
We're gonna walk over here.
Yeah. Has 2 pool-like structures.
We're singing in the rain.
We're singing in the rain, hopefully finding shade. But it's got 4 hot tubs and 2 pool-like structures on board their ship. So now we're back in the less area. But I will tell you, Virgin actually makes very good use of their pool for entertainment. There is something called Scarlet Night, which I know Gid's seen many times before. And, you know, this is something that Celebrity used to actually do something very similar to Scarlet Night back in the day. They used to do kind of a what are they? They did the rock and roll night.
They did the sizzle up here. The
Celebrity Rocks, that was the name of it. You remember Celebrity Rocks? And all the crew members had rock and roll t-shirts and everything like that. As weird as it sounds, I will tell you, you know, a little bit of inside baseball, which I know you come to this channel for, is that a lot of the management and entertainment and food and everything from Celebrity went over to Virgin when it started. So you will see a lot of Celebrity DNA in Virgin. Minus the kids.
They were a new cruise line, and they couldn't start from scratch. They had to find people that knew what they were doing.
Yeah, so I mean, like the guy who created the Lawn Club Grill is Virgin's main F&B guy right now.
That's food and beverage.
Right. I know, but I'm saying we're walking towards food and beverage.
Yes, we are.
A lot of the entertainment people also went over to Virgin as well. You know, that's the logic. But let's go ahead and let's talk about the thing. We're on deck 14, the Lido deck, which is weird because only on the Celebrity Reflection can you walk from the pool to the Lido deck.
Yeah.
On the other ships, you have to go up one. But that's because they added more cabins on this ship.
Yeah.
But this is a traditional cruise ship buffet.
It is.
This is known as, let's come off to the side a little bit, this is known as a traditional cruise ship buffet. Now, the thing about a traditional cruise buffet is the C word, which we don't say because YouTube doesn't like you to say the C word, but the illness, let's call it, you know. You weren't allowed to serve yourself in buffets, so the buffets had to evolve as to what they were.
Yeah.
And Virgin Voyages has a very confusing buffet, and I love it. But I'm going to be honest with you. You come in, you sit down there on embarkation day, which for translation, some of you might be new to cruising, that's the day you get on. You sit down there on embarkation day. You don't understand that some of the places in the buffet you have to sit down and order from.
Yeah, and
some places you can go get your own stuff.
Yeah.
Which is like kind of crazy,
and you don't know what to do.
And you don't know what to do. Also, other than, to my recollection, and I've been on 7 Virgin cruises, other than one item in that buffet, everything else is the same.
Every day.
Every single day. They change one sandwich, one chicken sandwich, one burger. They have one of those for every day. And I'll tell you, they didn't start like that. But literally, if you like lunch on Virgin Voyages and you like the tacos on the first day, guess what? You can get the tacos for the entire rest of your cruise, for the 2nd through 7th day. So we're going to go in. Now, they also have on Celebrity the hard-packed ice cream that is included in your cruise as well. I know Virgin likes to say, and this is where we're going to go, this is why I brought Gid, likes to say the gratuities are included, the drink package is included, all of that. A lot of that's become included as an optional extra on a lot of the cruise lines nowadays. In the upgrade space and everything like that, because you can either book this cruise
with or
without the extras, and it's probably what, about $1,000 more per cabin with the extras.
And it really depends. If you're not a big drinker, then you don't really want to do the perks because
you just buy the zero bubbles package.
The Cokes and more.
The Cokes and more, the zero proof is the name of it. So this is where the hard packed ice cream is right here. Again, remember you can move around with your finger or mouse at any time. And what's also useful here, and I want to Virgin has some really unique food. They also have up here, they have breakfast all day. And literally they mean all day. They are the last cruise line that I know of, I'm just thinking about all of them, that still has 24-hour-a-day food. Even Royal Caribbean cuts off the pizza at 3 a.m. now. So, you've got a huge layout. Now, we are here during tea time right now, but today was what I would call a worst-case scenario. What I mean by worst-case scenario, today is a port where we are in Jamaica. It's a port where a lot of people will go outside for 45 minutes, go do some shopping, and come back. This is not St. Martin. This is not St. Thomas. This is not Cozumel.
This is Ocho Rios.
This is Ocho Rios, Jamaica. Take that as you will. We're not saying
if you're going to get off, you're going to take a tour like the Duns River Falls, something like that. But you're not going to go walk around the town for a while and have lunch down there.
I mean, we were in the Bahamas. You'd spend longer in the Bahamas than you would in Ocho Rios. We're going to Grand Cayman tomorrow. If you want to get off the ship in Grand Cayman, you've got to commit to that 2-hour tender process. An hour each way, realistically. But you've got a gigantic buffet area with a gigantic amount of seating. And like I said, right now,
it's turnover time.
It's 3:30-ish. 3:30, 3:40-ish. So you're at tea time, and then dinner's going to open up again around 5 p.m. But I think the thing is, if you were just going for one meal, thank you, Captain. Let's go on out. And we were just interrupted by the captain, leaving port. But I think
Captain speaking.
Captain Speaky. Captain Speaky and the cruise director, Rich. And we were talking about the buffet. And look, let's be honest. Virgin's saying it's something new, revolutionary, stuff like that. It's a buffet, you sit down, you order from. And I will tell you the positive is the food is actually really good. The negative is it's the same food for 7 days. That's the truth. And another one of the positives that we were talking about is they do have 24-hour food that is open. Yes, it is only breakfast. And they don't have pizza up in the buffet, and that's unique because they have an entirely separate pizza restaurant instead of having pizza up in the buffet.
And they got popcorn.
And they got popcorn, they got chicken wings, but that's a story for another day. But what we're going to do is, there are other defining features. You have the buffet, but then you also have, what's in the back of the ship. Now, again, this is not a video about Royal Caribbean, but if you go on any Royal Caribbean ship, you're going to have the flow rider in the back of the ship, that surfing simulator. If you go on Norwegian ships, we're talking the newer ships, you're going to have a go-kart track. You're going to have a go-kart track up on the back. You go on a Disney ship, what are you going to have? You're going to have slides and things like that. Yeah, you're going to have a mouse. You're going to have a rat. They put those things to keep the rats from going up. You're going to have that on the back of the ship. So what Virgin actually has on the back of the ship is a giant net that you can go over, and it's literally right here above the buffet on a Virgin ship. We're on a Celebrity ship right now. But what Celebrity has instead on their Solstice class of ships is all 5 of the Solstice class ships have
the lawn.
They have the lawn.
Grass. Real grass.
You sure it's real grass?
It's real grass.
I mean, we're in Jamaica today. If we're talking about real grass.
Grass, yes. Well, that's a shore excursion.
That's a shore excursion.
Not really.
Not really. I mean, that's a non-ship provided shore excursion. You have to make sure you get back to the ship on time yourself. It won't wait for you. But let's go on up
the stairs. God, you gonna make me walk upstairs?
I am. Yeah. I apologize, Gid. Got to stay in shape. And this is up where Celebrity's, back of the boat feature is. Like I said, Virgin's got the net, which is really unique, really different. And no, it's not raining that bad. It's just falling off the roof still. And Celebrity's got kind of their back of the boat bar and everything like that. And they've got
Sunset Bar.
The Sunset Bar, which you take a look right there. And we've got grass. Actual, real-life grass. And there are actually, well, I don't know how many now, but when I was on board, there were 2 lawn keepers on board.
Yeah.
That actually, their whole job, literally, their entire job description was to make sure that this grass didn't die.
Yeah.
I think that's a kind of an amusing thing.
The University of Florida developed 2 strands of grass for Celebrity.
Really?
Based on the season where they were cruising.
So based on the Caribbean
And then in Europe.
But they changed the grass, right?
Oh, yeah.
So depending on where they are,
get worn out
they will actually change the grass.
Yeah. Now you've got
And we've got the big screen out here on the lawn, as well as a specialty restaurant. If we get some cover, let's talk about restaurants real quick here, Gid.
Okay.
Specialty restaurants.
Yes.
So,
specialty restaurants.
Virgin promotes themselves as having specialty restaurants included. And you book them on the app and everything like that. A lot of people pre-cruise have problems booking them because only a certain percentage are open. So you do want to make sure that 90 days before you go on your Virgin cruise,
on there and get your reservation.
You jump on there and you get your reservations. I think that's the important thing.
And the most popular is the Wake. The steakhouse.
We're allowed to have opinions.
Yeah, well, yours is wrong.
I entirely disagree with Gid.
Okay.
I think the Wake is the weakest restaurant on the Virgin Voyages ship.
So you're going to
across
probably
2 different ships.
Something I don't like.
I think that the Wake is beyond the weakest restaurant because I think they mess up with traditional steakhouse at the Wake. I think the best restaurant is Test Kitchen.
Oh, I didn't go to Test Kitchen.
Oh, you didn't go to Test Kitchen?
I didn't go to we're on a short one.
Oh, okay. You're on a shorter cruise.
Yeah.
But what happens is... So that's also...
Yeah, that's an issue.
That's an issue.
You hear about it, you want to go to it, and you didn't get the reservation, and you're shut out.
And I mean, if you do book a suite, it's easier to walk into reservations. That's a fact of life. We don't have to lie about that.
Money talks.
That money talks. But what we're getting back to it, this is the Lawn Club Grill. This is something I think is on 2 of Celebrity ships, on Silhouette and on Reflection. And it's kind of like a backyard barbecue specialty restaurant. But what I want to talk about specialty restaurants is, Virgin says they're included. Realistically, they're included in the price. We kind of started alluding to this downstairs, is that, yes, if you want to pay that extra $1,000 a cabin, you can have the gratuities included. You can have a basic beverage package included. You can have the basic internet included, which, you know what that is now? That's pretty much what Virgin's including.
Yeah.
Then you add on your $200 a person. I'm giving a pre-cruise price right now as of March 2023. I just want to date it. The pre-cruise price for a 5-dinner package is $200, and you can go to all the 5 specialty restaurants that are on the ship. Now, we're not going to visit all 5 today. We will visit them on my ship tour later on. I'm actually in Murano tonight, but this is the idea, and guess what? I think, I'm not a travel agent, I think you come out about the same price or cheaper on Celebrity than you do, and I hate to say it, we're not going to visit any bars. Well, on the real tour we will, but on Virgin, you're also still paying for your drinks.
Yeah, your drinks. Yeah, they have a different system where you don't buy a drink package. You deposit money into your account, and then you draw from that.
Right. So I mean, I guess I'm going to give travel throwback. Okay. They basically sell you Disney dollars at a discount. You know,
pretty much.
They sell you 600 Disney dollars for $100, and nowadays, during the times of year when they're having more trouble booking, they are throwing in they're not throwing in a beverage package. I want to be very clear. They're giving you beverage cash. And I will tell you their beers are about $2 less than the beers on Celebrity, and there's no gratuity put on top of them. But I think their cocktails are priced about the same.
Yeah, and the biggest advantage to that is if you've got 2 people in the cabin and you want a beverage package on most cruise lines, both people have to have the beverage package. There, they don't. They put the money in, they draw out of that account.
Yeah, most people. Now, again, I'm going to clarify. I was on a Royal Caribbean ship, and I know Celebrity will do this too. My dad actually, I was in a cabin with him, and he is allergic to alcohol, so he couldn't get the alcohol package, but he was able to get the non-alcohol higher-end package, and that worked. So, not everybody has to get an alcohol package, but if one person in the room wants a package, everyone has to get a package of some sort. I think that's an important definition there.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Yeah. You have to get a package of some sort.
Of some sort.
Of some sort. So this is the Lawn Club Grill, and then we've also got, I think it's the only way we can get out, Gid. We've also got the porch up here, which is kind of an al fresco. I don't need Gid falling down.
Kaplunk, 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 kaplunk.
Okay. We're going inside now
I hope so.
because it's a little wet outside. And what are we going to talk about inside? Well, we're talking about entertainment because I think that's another big thing.
Yes.
Now, we are on night 4 of our cruise on Reflection, and you have been on most of the celebrity ships, a lot of the celebrity ships. How would you quantify it? All but 2. You've been on this ship before, right?
Oh, yeah.
I personally feel, it's a big statement, but I personally feel that Broken Strings, the show that's on tonight,
yes,
is probably the most comparable highest-end show compared to, it falls in the same thing as the Romeo and Juliet show on Virgin, which is
a fantastic show.
Dual reality.
Yeah.
But I think you really take those 2 and you put them in the same bucket.
Yeah.
They're the premier shows of each cruise line.
Yeah.
I am not a fan, and I'm very happy Virgin didn't do it, because it's something that was kind of a cop-out and they could have done. And I'm not a fan of screens. And I think the Edge and the Apex and the Beyond are too reliant on screens in their theater and not on physical props.
Well, part of the problem is they don't have the traditional stage.
Right.
So it's hard to do sets on and off the stage.
Of course.
So they use the screens.
Right, because they have more of a stage on the round than a traditional stage. But, I mean, I think the staging for dual reality and the staging for the Broken Strings are both very creative staging for an original cruise ship production. So we're going to ride down right now to
the famous
deck
glass
5.
elevators.
Famous glass elevators.
Love them. And
I'm remembering, does Virgin have any glass elevators? Yeah, in the center? Oh no, so we're riding down. Celebrity's got some pretty funky art. That's why, I say it's pretty close to Virgin because it's got some pretty funky art. Again, 360 video, it's got a tree. And then it's got the roots for the tree hanging out right here. And we're going to the main central forum area right here. And this is deck 5. This is another one of their specialty restaurants called Sushi on 5. Again, just as, Virgin is saying they've got all those restaurants, they do. Yeah. Celebrity's got the same, if not more, number of specialty restaurants. They are not the main dining room.
Yeah.
I think that's the important thing to understand. They're not the main dining room, but they are kind of a higher-end specialty restaurant of sorts in the scheme of things. So you've got your grand foyer right here. Let's take a little flight towards the grand foyer real quick.
And they have a lot of shows here in the evening.
So they'll do a little entertainment here in the evening. They still do kind of the little entertainment in the evening right here in the middle of the grand foyer, which spans decks 5. Let's talk about what's here. We won't go all the way up and down. So you've got a specialty restaurant. You've got Sushi on 5 over there. Cafe El Baccio over there.
Great place to sit
now,
and have your coffee.
We're going to take a look at the martini bar. Hopefully you can see the martini bar. I'm not sure if they're open yet or not. And you've got cellar masters on the ship as well. But this is your main kind of lobby area. They have music here every night. And very similar to this, you have a very similar one on the Virgin ships. On the Valiant Lady, the Scarlet Lady, and soon to be the Resilient Lady. But I think here's the challenge. And on the rocks, which is where they have really good music groups. Yeah. So what they do is they bring them on. I don't even know if you know this, because I don't know if you've been on a lot of Virgin cruises, but they bring them on for 2 weeks at a time.
Yeah.
They're not full-time crew or anything like that. They're literally bringing the bands on for 2 weeks at a time. They are touring bands that normally tour all over the country. But here's the problem. They're not in this main grand foyer area. They're off on a corner to the side that if you don't get there and sit down an hour before...
There's no room, I know that.
There's no room.
Yeah, we saw the guy that was from New Orleans, the jazz guy that was just incredible.
The black guy, right?
Guy, yeah.
Yeah, no, I love him.
But you're right, you had to get there very early or there's no place to sit.
Right, and I think when you got there very early, right now, I know the number because Rich said it in the show last night. This ship is booked at about 97% capacity. It's 3,140 people are on board this ship right now.
Yeah.
Virgin is normally sailing at a much lower capacity because they're a new cruise line. Their pricing is higher. They're still looking for their demographic. Yeah. And I think a lot of their demographic was unfortunately scared off by viruses and things that have happened in the past. The demographic has been scared off. So, they're sailing. But what I'm getting to is this is a full sailing.
Yeah.
That we're on right now.
Yeah.
You were having trouble getting seating on Virgin in
like 70% or less.
In 70% or less. I mean, I've made some videos before on what the actual numbers are, and I don't know we'll talk this real quick. You can see, can a travel agent, not just you, I'm talking, can a travel agent see the number of cabins left on a ship? Are they allowed to share that?
Well, what we do, we can go on the booking engine for them. It'll show us, like you do like what I call a fake booking.
Right.
And then you're looking for a cabin, it will show you the cabins that are available.
Because some people that are looking right here, like, you know that on Virgin, you don't have the ability to do that as a passenger.
Yeah.
If you go on to book Virgin as a passenger, you can't choose your cabin. It automatically assigns you a cabin. You can't see what cabins are left. I believe if you go to celebrity.com, you can see how many cabins are left on any cruise.
And you've got you can pick your cabin if you want to. But I tell people, you come to us, we know which cabins to avoid.
Of course. Or which cabins to pick.
Well,
I mean,
we've got one cabin that has a balcony that's twice as large as any other cabin in its class.
Yeah?
Yep, 1605.
On this ship?
On this ship.
Is that a suite or it's just a normal cabin?
It's an aqua class, and the balcony is deeper because it's where that ship bumps out.
Oh, it's the bump out where they have to do for the lifeboats. Yeah. It's one of those things like that.
It's huge.
And then you got the shops here, which Virgin's got the shops. They're the same shops, and Virgin's actually going through a tumultuous thing right now where they're changing their shop brand from one shop brand to another.
They're trying to figure out who will pay more money to be on their ship.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, that's business.
It's business.
I don't think there's anybody.
And I think the selection on this ship is much more than the Virgin ship. The different kind of things you can get.
Yeah, I'd say that. And we're walking by some place that seems kind of weird to talk about this, but something that's very similar between Celebrity and Virgin now is Starlink.
Yeah.
And I know it's weird because we're walking by the photo gallery, and who would expect to talk about internet in the photo gallery? But that's where they're managing the internet now, is in the photo gallery. That's why I'm like. But Virgin has the Valiant had Starlink the last time I was on it. Scarlet did not, but they were adding it. So by the time you're watching this video, I'm going to be on Scarlet in a month or two. It's likely already there.
Yep.
And I think what's interesting is I think that I'm going to bite my tongue when I say this right now. I think that Celebrity's implementation of Starlink is actually better than Virgin's implementation of Starlink.
We did a crossing on an Edge class ship back in April, and they had the regular internet, and we lost it for 4 days in the middle of the Atlantic. Yeah, and a lot of us like myself, I work when I'm on the cruise, so I need good internet.
Of course.
And Starlink is about as good as you can expect it to be away from home.
But yeah, no, I mean, I agree with you. Away from a wired connection in your house, Starlink's about the best you're going to get. I'm a fan of Elon. I'm a fan of all that he's doing and everything like that. So yes, I agree. Starlink's about the best you're going to get. But I'm just telling you from a tech guy's perspective. Yeah. I actually think that Celebrity's implementation is working better than Virgin's, but they both work perfectly fine. Yeah. As long as you can do your work from away from home, you're good. So we alluded to this upstairs when we were talking about the show tonight. I just want to talk about one more kind of aspect here, and then we'll kind of wrap up the shows. Yeah. So on Virgin, we talked about the best show is happening tonight on The Reflection, and the best show on Virgin is one of the few shows that actually happens in their theater. Yeah. They have a main theater, and I'm going to tell you what I call their main theater. I call it a high school gymnasium.
It is.
Because
multi-use, move everything around, big room.
High school gymnasium.
High school gymnasium.
Because they can bring the things together, or they can bring them apart for a pep rally, or they can get rid of them for a high school dance. So literally there's like 3 setups. You got the first night, you have the untitled dance party, which is the high school dance. Yeah. And then I guess this is the important thing. First night in this theater, there was a comedian. Yeah. Second night in this theater, there was a production show. Yeah. Third night in this theater, there was a magician. Yeah. Fourth night in this theater, there's a production show. In the first 4 nights of this 7-night cruise, we've seen more shows than you will see on a 7-day cruise on any Virgin ship.
Absolutely.
Because their theater and a lot of their spaces were not built large enough to accommodate everyone. Now, that is very similar, full disclosure, to the Big of the Seas, Icon, Oasis, Allure, all those others. Again, not a Royal Caribbean video, but talking about it, because they have so many people on board. When you have 6,000 people on board and you have a 1,000-seat theater, you have to show Hairspray 6 times over the cruise. Yeah. But if you're really deciding between Celebrity and Virgin, you're going to get a lot more and a lot more varied entertainment on Celebrity than you will on Virgin.
Absolutely.
Is my opinion.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's more what I call more traditional entertainment.
Yeah, you're not going to see a drag queen on this ship. No. I think that's the important thing. Come on over.
That was my favorite show on.
Oh, that was a great show. That was a great show. But you're not going to see a drag queen. Yeah. And a lot of the things again, you were a travel agent. You were, pressed on this a lot. There were a lot of things that Virgin promised before they launched that kind of never came to fruitfulness. There has never been a drag brunch other than on one or two media previews, and they shifted and went with a drag queen. They have always advertised for having random entertainment all over.
Yeah, we ran across that one time. It turned out to be a magic show, and they took us down into literally the bow of the ship, to the crew quarters, and the guy did magic down there.
Shh, I've been there. You're not supposed to talk about that.
Well, they don't do it anymore.
No, I know.
So
no, but what they did is it's actually kind of really cool. This is the first time Gid's hearing about this. They've now decided they want to have either a magician or a tarot card reader. So the last ship I was on, they had a tarot card reader. But I'll give you an example. That ship had 2,000 people on board the ship. You had to get there 45 minutes before the tarot card reader started writing down people's names to get a tarot card reading. She did it 4 times, twice on each sea day.
Yeah.
And there was just not the capacity.
Yeah, that's the problem. You go on vacation and with the expectations of what you're going to be able to do, and then when you can't, that's going to bother you.
Right, and I'll tell you, look, I knew very well. I walked on this ship the first day, got on about 3 o'clock. By 3:15, I went to the closest specialty restaurant and I booked all my dining for the whole cruise. That's the logic. I went to the specialty restaurant and booked all my dining for the whole cruise. If you go on Virgin, they may tell you that they have no more room in their specialty dining because there's a very small amount of walk-up list that if you show up at 6 o'clock, they have that walk-up list there, and you know where you're eating? You're eating in the buffet.
Upstairs.
Because they're proud they don't have a main dining room.
But it's sort of counterproductive.
Like, I have not. Now you have a reservation at 5:15 every night. We're just telling people the honest truth. Let's walk a little bit this way. You have a reservation at 5:15 every single night.
Yeah.
I've not made a reservation at all for the main dining room, but on Celebrity, they can handle a full ship. And even with the full ship, we went to the main dining room 2 nights ago. They told me it was going to be 45 minutes. I said, okay. We went, we had a drink. By the time I had ordered the drink, the little buzzer they gave me had already rang. Yeah. And, I was ready to go. So I think that's the main logic of everything. And I know where we got to finish this, Gid. Because we're going to finish this. Yeah, of course. Because that's the place that I think we met. So,
oh, yeah.
It's the place that we met, and it's the place that's kind of near and dear to both of our hearts.
We probably met when we go and fix my Wi-Fi.
Right, but you and I both have a very interesting background with Celebrity Central, I have to say.
Yeah.
So that's why I think that's the only place to end. So here's the thing. There's a lot of differences, and I'll put it like this. Virgin is not nearly as unique in the brand as they think they're. And I think Celebrity was the first one that really started packaging it all together, right?
Yeah,
remember back in the day, you've been doing the travel. Remember Go Big, Better, Best?
Yeah.
Back in the day?
Yep.
They did that before any of the other ones, before anybody else did it.
Well, they pick up on the fact that people, if they go on vacation, they don't want to pull into their wallet. They want to leave it in their pocket.
Of course.
And it's not pay for every little thing that happens.
Unless they're going to the casino. But I do have mine there. But yeah, me and Gid met at Celebrity Central, and I think, he was a guest entertainer, and you're going back to it, right?
Yep, going back to it.
He's going back to it. And who knows? Maybe when I decide on a cruise line I can entertain on computers and technology. Yeah. I do have that background there. But here's what I want to say, and I guess we want to wrap up, because the core question, we talked about all kinds of stuff in here, but the core question comes back to, let's say a 35-year-old couple, right, with no kids, but doesn't really want to deal with kids, right? But I don't want you to, right away, everyone's going to go, oh, Virgin sails kids free. Instead of kids sail free, it's sail kid free. That was one of their advertising slogans. 35-year-old couple that doesn't want to deal with kids. We'll go towards the middle because it's more to look at because it's 360. 35-year-old couple doesn't want to deal with kids, wants good food, wants good drinks. Where would you send them? What's your thought process?
Well, my thought process is, what do you do when you go on vacation? Are they party people? And that kind of stuff.
I was partying until 2 o'clock in the morning up in the Sky Lounge last night.
It also depends on whether they've cruised before. If they've never cruised before, I'd be very comfortable with Virgin.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Because they don't know what the experience is supposed to be. And so if they want to go, I'll say, if you want to go parties, and there's a lot of eclectic things that go on, like Scarlet Night and all that kind of stuff,
And I guess on Virgin, I hate to bring politics in here, but you would really need to check their conservatism
Oh
too.
yeah, absolutely.
You would not send some Mormons on a Virgin cruise, like you.
I know I wouldn't send my little Baptist buddies.
You wouldn't send your little Baptist buddies.
I mean, but it's a personal thing. You know, some people are more comfortable around some things than others.
I mean, nothing on this ship is going to offend you. I think that's the important thing. Nothing on any celebrity ship is designed to offend you, except for that was one time. You remember the burlesque show they did in Celebrity Central?
No,
the burlesque and comedy show.
The name we shall not mention.
Yes.
Yeah.
They had a burlesque show.
Yeah.
That's the one time celebrity ever offended anybody.
Yeah, and it happened.
It happened, but
impromptu. Let us say that.
It was
not on the Daily Planner.
But I think it was.
Well, not burlesque show.
Yes.
Not the one I'm thinking about.
Oh no, I'm talking about a real burlesque show.
No.
Yeah. I mean,
I remember they used. I remember they had.
There was a comedian and a burlesque dancer, and a comedian and a burlesque dancer.
They contracted with some people to come on and do that, and it didn't last very long.
I was the guy who was in uniform wearing officer stripes the night it premiered because I'm like, I want to go see this thing at midnight. That was not a very smart thing to do. But here's the thing. I mean, that's the thing for an edgier cruise line. But I think the other thing is, let's talk value proposition.
Oh, yeah.
Value proposition.
What you get for your money.
What you get for your money. I still think that your money goes further on Celebrity.
Oh, absolutely. Because number one, you get a lot more options for food, a ton of more options for entertainment, and a ton of more options for service, you know. And you're not stuck into a niche of having, like that first show you get on board for Virgin.
Oh, we talked about that, the Untitled Dance Party.
You stand the whole show. You stand up the whole show.
And like if you're in a wheelchair, because I happen to be traveling with someone in a wheelchair, they stick them in the corner and they can't see anything because that's the only way they're out of the way. Like I like to talk about that first show. It's literally they decided they wanted to put a parade in the middle of people. Yeah. They moved the stage 5 times and stuff like that. But I do think that Dual Reality and Broken Strings are probably 2 of the most innovative original shows on any cruise ship, period.
See, I would feel much more comfortable with a cruiser coming back from Celebrity and not being upset than I would be when I'm going to Virgin and not liking the product. Not that it's a bad product, just not what they were looking for.
Right, and then I think there's another thing is that, and we alluded to this earlier, and this is the truth, is, you know, if you go in the on-season, when you're more likely to have a full ship, Celebrity has significantly more experience in handling a full ship than any of these other cruise lines, than Virgin does, And even though a lot of Celebrity management, a lot of management for, like, Virgin didn't come out of nowhere. Yeah. They took management from every cruise line. They also took, look, if you go over to Virgin, if you are a Celebrity cruiser, you're going to see a lot of Celebrity crew over there because a lot of crew from all your other cruise lines went over there. But I think I want to wrap up. Yeah. The main logic we're trying to get to is Virgin is an interesting experiment to do if you can go January, February, you know, September, October, May. Am I wrong?
No, that's good. I'll buy that.
I'm saying
stay away from spring break and summer.
Stay away from spring break, summer, Christmas break.
Yeah.
You know, Christmas break, Thanksgiving break. It's an interesting concept to try. But I don't even think they know what they're trying to execute yet.
No, that's part of the problem.
And Gid knows this because he went on as a travel agent, and I will tell you in full disclosure, Gid went on as a travel agent, got an agent rate, paid a very minimal amount to be there, if anything at all, but we won't disclose that.
It was a training thing.
It was a training thing. Yeah. I've been on as a casino gambler 7 times, paid taxes, import fees, and a slight upgrade for a better cabin. Of the limited number of people that are on board, a very limited number of those people are actually paying full price. Yeah. And I think that's an important factor to understand as well.
They're trying to get people on there hoping they'll come back.
Right. Hoping they'll come back. Yeah. And after me coming back to Celebrity and coming back to this ship after many, many, many years, I think that overall package is a better value. Virgin's worth trying. And some people swear by Virgin. You know
what? Sometimes you have to eat an odd meal just to see what it's like.
I agree. Sometimes you got to eat an odd meal to see what it's like. And there's Rich. He can wave hi. This is nothing but trouble.
Nothing but trouble.
Rich, the cruise director.
Hi, everyone.
we were just discussing the
value. We're still on. We're talking about Broken Strings being the best original production show outside of, we're saying, Dual Reality on Virgin. I think those 2 shows are the best original production shows on the sea.
I've never seen that, so that makes Broken Strings the best.
Okay.
There you go. Right.
You know, that's the reality. So when we talk about value, when we talk about all that, I really have to say, for a first-time cruiser, it's probably safer to go the Celebrity route than the Virgin route.
I've never had anybody I put on Celebrity come back and complain about anything that was major.
Little things, like they didn't get
things.
enough pillows, so there was no
you know,
towel animals.
Or
But-
you know, or it was like, most of it is, if I have a complaint, it's usually about something they didn't understand how it worked.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, they're like, just like they may have gotten a meal they didn't really like, because they, you know, you can get another
Order
one.
another dish.
That's it. And,
This isn't Royal where you can't order 2 lobsters
Yeah.
anymore. No,
and you know, this is one of the cruise lines that still does twice-a-day room service.
they do.
Yeah. Whereas Royal
Well,
and those guys
if you
don't
wake up
drive
on time.
it. Well, that's all right.
That's on me. But I think that's a good conclusion. I say, if you can go in the off season, you can get some time off in January, February. The prices are also not the prices. Let's say the promotions are generally better for those times of the year. And I think another piece of advice I always give to people is, if you're going to travel those times of the year on Virgin, it sounds very counterintuitive because it's not true for the whole rest of the cruise line industry. The later you wait to book sometimes, the lower the price goes. And that is super counterintuitive to every other cruise line in the world. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I just booked some people today for 2025.
For Virgin? Or
No,
for here?
For here, yeah. Because the price is going to go up as it gets closer.
Of course it's going to go up. So Gid, you are a agent with Dream Vacations.
That's right.
I'm going to have a link to your Dream Vacations down in below, and you book everything. You can do a Disney. Okay, the saddest port that I think Americans will never get to go to is St. Petersburg,
Yes,
Russia.
I know.
I love that port.
I've been there 3 times.
It's my favorite port.
I would go back tomorrow if I could.
But I don't think it's ever going to be advisable by the U.S. government for Americans to go back there, and it's really sad.
Yeah, it is, because it's a gorgeous
You
place.
kind of, the only way you can get there is like you have to fly to Estonia now and then take a ferry over and then pray that they'll let an American passport in. But this is Richard from No Pants Profits and Gid from Dream Vacations. Reminding you, we got to end it my way. When you wear no pants, there's only one thing you got left to lose, Gid. You know what that is?
Your shirt.
Your shirt. Have a great one. Bye.